What is going on, everybody? It's Nothing But Skills here, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the new Terminator event coming to Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I know it's been a while since I released any kind of Ghost Recon Breakpoint videos on this channel, but I've been waiting for them to do an overhaul, do kind of like an update. So they do have title update 1.1.0. This will be live on January 28th. We just got confirmation of that a couple days ago. It was tweeted out by the official Ghost Recon Breakpoint Twitter, and they did say it was coming out January 28th, 2020. Now, a lot of changes coming in this update, and we'll talk about it in a second, but the first thing I wanted to talk about was this Terminator event that is starting on the 29th. So one day after the update. Yes, one day after the update. As soon as you log into Ghost Recon Breakpoint right now, you'll get a little notification that says he's back. Face the Terminator starting January 29th. So from January 29th to February 6th, participate in Ghost Recon Breakpoint's first live event. And they said watch the teaser, and there is a little teaser that they put out on Twitter. So let's take a look at it. So January 29th, we're going to get the new Terminator event. I'm excited to actually dive into that. So I'll bring you guys content on this channel for all of you guys who are wondering what type of event it is. How is it? It's usually like a mission, and they usually get like a special vanity item for beating him. But we'll get into all of that once we get that content. Now, back to title update 1.1.0. We finally got the patch notes that was released today, the 27th of January 2020. Now, just so you guys know, the Xbox One patch is going to run you around 14.7 gigabytes. PlayStation 4 is going to probably push you 13.7. And then PC has the smallest patch of 11.3. It's just the size when they put it on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. So it looks like Xbox has the biggest patch. Now, there are a bunch of patch highlights when you read them. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into the patch notes themselves. So for AI, they improved the AI behavior. They fixed issues where enemies investigating will go into cover mid-detection. If enough NPCs die in a single spot, they will stop rushing the player, and when they will get into cover more often than before. I think that's pretty cool. I like that little feature right there. They also modified the vanish rules of NPCs will stay in the fight if they are close enough to the player. So NPCs packing, it says when deactivating generators, nearby NPCs will now enter suspicious state instead of worried state. Vehicle noises will now cause NPCs to enter suspicion state versus worried state. This will reduce the number of NPCs who investigate these events, which will lead to fewer situations where they get packed. For the next title update, we will work on further improvements to this behavior. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then difficult tweet enemies can see further away when in a fight. Players will receive more damage from enemies in regular difficulty, and fix an issue where NPCs could sometimes get in their vehicles instead of fleeing. I like those little changes to AI. So improved AI behavior, and then making them a little bit stronger. They improved some audio issues, especially the one where they toned down the coughing sounds players could hear while in Irwan. They are addressing the base jumping. I know a lot of people, even on the videos that I put out for base jumping, I think I put out like around 3 videos on how to improve base jumping, 5 tips and tricks of base jumping like a pro. If you haven't seen those videos, I would check those out. But they are going to start improving base jumping mechanics. More to come in the next title update. So as each update comes, hopefully it gets a little bit better and better. I know on mouse and keyboard it's a lot harder to do than on controller. I feel like on controller it's not a really big issue, but when you get to mouse and keyboard it becomes a disaster. So I know they are working on that. Now, they addressed a lot of gameplay issues. If you want to check out the full patch notes on that, I would definitely check out the link in the description. They addressed a few missions that were having bugs. On PC, they fixed a couple things that would cause you to crash when you're flying in the snow regions at high altitudes. with certain graphics cards. I think NVIDIA GTX 1080, NVIDIA GTX 980, and then several other cards from AMD. So they did some small fixes specifically for PC. Now progression, they did fix that. I know a lot of people said that they lost their thermal night visions. Well, you will now get that back once you load your save game. Also, the water canteen or binoculars will also get them back after loading their save. So a lot of people were complaining about those, and now we should have those back. They fixed a lot of different small issues with progression, like saying with unlocking the EMP grenades for MX2, you couldn't buy them in Maria's shop, which you should be able to. Well, that will be fixed too. Now the raid itself got some things fixed. They weapon balancing, the LMGs got a small nerf on the raid only, not main game, raid only. LMGs did take a nerf. The Stoner MK48, the CP41, 150 ammo capacity LMGs took a negative 17% nerf, and the LMGs with 100% ammo capacity, those were nerfed by 7%. Now, a message that they did say about this, remember this is only for the raid, they said the LMGs were a high ammo capacity, were too powerful and dominant in raid boss fights. Their damage have been nerfed for raid bosses fights only, not the rest of the game. It should help more weapons and playstyles to shine during the raid. To compensate for the LMG's damage nerf, the health points of several bosses have been slightly reduced. We hope that those changes will keep the balance of the fights the same as it was before, while allowing more diversity in weapon playstyles used when completing the raid. So they just wanted to be a little bit more balanced for the raid. Remember, those weapons still work the same throughout the world. So, and then also the health points for each boss was dropped down. They did address a lot of changes in PvP to make it be a lot better. They fixed a lot of issues. I think one of the major ones was they rebalanced stamina for PvP after it was buffed in the previous title update. Just a lot of different changes just going down this list, that if you guys want to see all the changes that they did to PvP, I would definitely recommend taking a look at the link that I'll leave in the description with the full patch notes. As we continue down, I see UI changes, vehicle changes, visual changes, small tweaks, weapons. The biggest note that I saw on here was their digital scope now has multiple levels of zoom that you can use. So that's probably a big one for a lot of people who like using that digital scope. Also, they added the front top rail placement on several weapons, the AK-74 Assault, the MK-17 Assault, the MK-17 Assault Wolves, the M4A1 Assault. So if you want to see all the changes to that, definitely take a look at the patch notes. So with 1.1.0 coming and this new Terminator event starting on January 29th, this is a perfect time for you to dive into it. Remember, the Terminator live event is only for a short period, so don't miss out. It starts on the 29th and you have till the 2nd, which is Sunday. So if you want to be able to take advantage of this event, remember these events always give you that really cool vanity item. Don't miss out on that. Make sure you update your Ghost Recon Breakpoint. If it's on PC, make sure you start downloading it on the 28th, so that way you're not downloading it the day of the event, and then you can just dive right into when they launch that small patch for the update. I can't wait to see what vanity item we get. Let me know what you guys think is the vanity item that we'll get this year. I remember back in Ghost Recon Wildlands, we had for Predator, it was the Predator's mask, right? And then I believe you had the whole Splinter Cell outfit for the Splinter Cell event, and then I think that was the same for the Rainbow Six event that they had on there. So they had some pretty cool events, but a lot of these events, once the event's gone, you can no longer get the item for that event. So if you're someone who likes collecting these collectibles in the game, I would recommend hopping on, at least playing this event, and then I'll bring content for that event here. Don't forget, guys, if you guys are new to my channel, always hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, because when I release a video, you guys get notified. I believe only 50% of the people who watch my channel are subscribed. So that means we can improve on the amount of subscriptions we have on here, the amount of notifications, and definitely keep our channel growing. Thank you guys again for all the support. I really do appreciate it. We're going to wrap up this video here. Until the next one, Nothing But Skills is out.